All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Glad you guys could join us. We're on our third part of Alaska. Very detailed training here. So again, lots of great information. Stick with us. Let's have some fun. Let's earn our certification. Again, we'll have the training here. You get toolkit, events, webinars. And again, if you're new with us, the reason we do these is to learn about the different destinations, vendors, etc., to help sell to our clients. But we also do it because guess what? First off, you get to meet other new agents. So hello, everybody. My name is Marnie Hernandez, been with the company for 7 years. Love to help people. So that's what I do this for, and we just do it as a group to have fun, meet other people. Some of you may have already lived in Alaska, been to Alaska, so you share personal experiences, okay? But also we earn free nights, we earn fam trips, we earn lunch and learns. So there's a lot of great perks to doing these, okay? And again, you guys can do these all on your own. Like this spreadsheet that I have here has a bunch of the destination, travel academy, etc. You can get in and choose any of these and do them by yourself also. So you don't have to wait for me. But if you wait for me, again, we do it together. You got the spreadsheet and stuff. So let me back this out. So it's kind of fun when we do it together because we learn together. And again, Princess and Kennard, okay? Oh, Elizabeth, okay. So the New Orleans fan trip, what you do is you just go right here, and let me just show you guys. So we did the New Orleans training a couple weeks ago. This is a spreadsheet I just put in here, okay? Also, if you go into my certificate workshop, Sandy probably already has it in here. Maybe not because it's May, but what she does is she'll, like right here, this is April. So we're going to be doing Virgin Islands. So right here's the link, pre-register. Right here, London, pre-register. You can click right here, it takes you right into it, okay? So make sure you're part of that group, okay? So New Orleans, let's go ahead and go here really quick and then we'll get started, guys. But like I want to show you how we just did this training and they're giving away a fam trip. Not giving away, they're letting us go on a fam trip, okay? So a lot of things are, either free or highly discounted. So right here, and again, I'm not going to go all the way into this, but I just want to show you for those that did the training with us, it's right here. Summer fam trip, register here, okay? So if you did the training, make sure you register. It's June, July, and August. They also have a winter one, okay? And as it says here, register, complete the form. Once they verify you, they'll send you an email with the important information. So that's all you do, okay? So that's what I'm saying about the amazing opportunities that we have here. All right, so if you're new with us, if you haven't registered with Alaska, it's very easy. What I need you guys to do is, I'm going to start reading because I have things to do today. But once we get started and stuff, if you're still registering, just listen, okay? We do a test and we do it together, all right? If you're brand new, again, always Archer Travel is our agency. The IATA number right here. Okay, remember that, memorize that, okay? Anytime it says agency, that's what you put. Agent is your information. All right. So also please respond back or put to everyone because I'm going to be reading. I need you guys to work together and we have people to help you to go over it. Okay. All right. Ooh, it looks like we may need 2 more things. Okay, so let's get started. We only have 1 more Alaska, right? Because we have Virgin Islands. So we may end up doing another day of this. All right, so we've already completed these right here. Now we're going to be doing Inside Passage, mostly seen by those on cruise ships, but there's so much more to see beyond the cruise ships. The 4th day in early May. Oh, I do? Did we put it on here? Thank you. See, you're so good. That's why we work together, right? Because we all want to help each other. Let me look. Thank you. Until I'm not all awake. Okay, yeah, we're doing it next Wednesday. Thank you. All right. Had me worried there. All right, let's go. All right. So for those on cruise ship, but so much more to see beyond the cruise ship, enter this module to learn about the Alaska's capital city, incredible island communities of Southwest Alaska. All right, you can either click here to start or click here. Now, also, I'll be reading and stuff. So just pay attention. Watch the videos. You usually have to go through everything. If you're new, again, a lot of us will follow along on our phone and then take the test online or vice versa. Okay. Perfect, Chris. Congratulations. Welcome. All right. So again, if you guys have any trouble or anything, ask in the chat box. We have amazing, amazing agents here, business partners, friends to help us. Okay. All right, so the Inside Passage is also known as Alaska's Panhandle and Southeast. It is the smallest of 5 regions in Alaska, but one of the most visited. This is because nearly all of our cruise ships sailing in Alaska's waters visit this region of the state. The narrow Inside Passage runs 500 miles from Ketchikan in the south to Yakutat. And again, I apologize for mispronunciation. All right, in the north. Hello, John, welcome. The region is known for its lush green forest, towering mountain peaks, majestic fjords, and abundant marine and wildlife. The Tlingit, Haida, and Tishmian people have called this area home for centuries, with evidence of their rich heritage found throughout the region. Russian settlers also left a legacy that is evident today by their onion-domed churches, gleaming on the landscape. Few roads are found outside the populated areas, and most communities are only accessible by air or water. Most of the Inside Passage is located in the Tongass National Forest, the largest national forest in the US. So that may be a test question. All right, let's watch the video.
Alaska's Inside Passage, home to scenic waterways, abundant wildlife, and fascinating history. It's the gateway to the last frontier. Getting here is half the fun. Roads are scarce, so visitors hop between communities by air, cruise ship, or the state ferry system. And once you're here, there are plenty of activities to choose from. Chances are you'll want to get on the water. Sea kayaking, sport fishing, and river rafting are unforgettable. And day cruises can get you up close and personal with the local marine life. You'll also find a wide range of tours and attractions on land. Glide through towering evergreens on some of the longest and most exciting zip lines you'll ever experience. Or take a hike through the Tongass National Forest. At 17 million acres, it's the largest temperate rainforest in the world. Known as Alaska's first city, Ketchikan is often the first port of call for visitors headed north. Start by strolling the historic downtown area and famous Creek Street with its wooden boardwalks. Then get an introduction to the first Alaskans and the largest collection of totem poles in the world at places like Saxman Native Village, Totem Bight State Park, and the Totem Heritage Center. Or maybe you'd like to get a different perspective. From Ketchikan, take a float plane to the giant Misty Fjords National Monument. The scenery is spectacular, with glacier-carved valleys and cliffs that tower 3,000 feet high. Further up the Inside Passage is Juneau, one of America's most picturesque state capitals. The Mount Roberts Tramway rises 2,000 feet. Here you can get an eagle's eye view of the city below, or begin a day hike on one of the area's many trails. For a refreshing change of pace, visit the Mendenhall Glacier and Visitor Center. Whether you're on your own or part of an organized tour, don't forget your camera. You can even explore the remnants of the last ice age by helicopter and land on one of the 140 glaciers that make up the Juneau Icefield. Further north is the town of Skagway, made famous during the Klondike Gold Rush of 1898. Here, history comes to life in the Gold Rush era buildings faithfully preserved by the National Park Service. For a real adventure, enjoy a 3-hour ride on one of the most scenic railways in the world, the historic White Pass and Yukon route. Wherever you go in Southeast Alaska, there's no shortage of activities for the whole family. Alaska's Inside Passage. The gateway to Alaska is your gateway to adventure.
All right. 2 for 8. Guys, make sure you guys memorize your the IATA number. I get it asked it all the time. And just really quick, I just want to show you really quick where, if you're new with us, make sure you guys print this document out or save it right here, quick start documents, because it has all the information for you and contacts and where to register and everything. Okay. Because again, how to register with these sites and stuff, you need all the details. So there's this one here, and then also right here. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of show any of the new people, but right here, again, the address, the cruise line phone number, very important. Okay, make sure you pay attention to that with training and stuff. All right. Okay, so pretty interesting, huh? Geography. The Inside Passage has much in common and the climate and geography of the Pacific Northwest. The islands that dot and define the protected waterways are the tips of immense mountains rising from the ocean floor. Moist ocean air is forced upward where it condenses into clouds, mist, rain, and snow. Higher elevations tend to be covered in snow and glacial ice. In fact, places like Misty Fjords National Monument and Wilderness Area, Tracy Arm Fjord, Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, and the Lynn Canal were all created by glaciers as they carved their way through solid rock on the surrounding mountains. As glaciers retreated after the last ice age, they left long fjords with near vertical walls and little level ground. The communities of Juneau and Skagway are built at the head of the ancient glacial valleys. Ketchikan has so little flat ground that entire streets and sidewalks are built on docks over the water. The history, so again, you get a history lesson. The Inside Passage region has been inhabited since the last ice age. Ancestors of today's Tlingit, Haida, Tsimshian people traveled the waterways from as far north as the Gulf of Alaska to as far south as the state of Washington. Trading, fighting, fishing, and hunting. Their life was rich with plentiful resources from the land and the sea. Totem poles and remnants of ancient cedar dwellings known as longhouses remain as a testament to that time. In the late 1700s, this region came to the attention of many explorers, and in 1799, the Russians established a fort on Baranov Island, just north of present-day Sitka. Alaska became a territory of the U.S. in 1867, and soon after, commercial salmon fishing began, fueling the local economies. The beginning of tourism followed when naturalist John Muir wrote of the beauty and allure of the Inside Passage after visiting Glacier Bay in 1879. Then in 1880, Joe Juneau and Richard Harris, courtesy of their local guide, Tlingit Chief Cowie, discovered gold along the Gastineau Channel, leading to the establishment of Juneau. Less than 10 years later, thousands more prospectors would make their way north, passing through the Inside Passage en route to Klondike goldfields. They sailed into Haines, later Skagway and Dyea, to hike over the White and Chilkoot passes. Soon, the White Pass and Yukon route, narrow gauge railroad. You can always tell when I mispronounce because I repeat myself 3 times to show you that I mispronounced. Was built, offering an alternative route to the back-breaking trek into Canada. By then, Skagway was established and remained a busy port through World War II, due to to the construction of the Alaska Highway. Today, commercial fishing, lodging, mining, government, and tourism continue to sustain the economy and the livelihoods of Inside Passage residents. So how do you get around? Most communities in the Inside Passage are only accessible by air or sea. Large airports, daily jet service from Seattle or Anchorage are located in Ketchikan, Petersburg, Wrangell, Sitka, and Juneau. Smaller planes, known locally as air taxis, offer both scheduled and charter flights between communities. These aircraft are able to land on small landing strips or on the water via floats. The flights are able to connect visitors from some of the larger communities, offering jet service to smaller communities of the Inside Passage, and can double as beautiful scenic flight scene. Weather can sometimes play a role in delaying or canceling scheduled flights. Infrequently, usually in the winter, a pilot will elect to fly over a destination due to the weather and return to the place of origin to continue to the next stop. Since roads do not connect the majority of the Inside Passage communities, many travelers may elect to fly between communities, while others may choose to take the Alaska Marine Highway System, the state ferry system that transports passengers, vehicles, and goods year-round between many communities. Passengers on foot, bicycle, or kayaks can usually walk onto the ferry without reservations, although reservations are still recommended in popular summer months. Okay, so remember that. Those passengers with cars or RVs or wishing to request a cabin must make reservations well in advance. Once passengers reach their destination, buses or taxis are usually available for transport into town. For most visitors, the ferry is more than a mode of transportation. It is a scenic destination unto itself, with opportunities to travel through breathtakingly beautiful channels, fjords, and along wilderness coastlines and waterfront communities. Visitors have the opportunity to meet locals traveling to visit friends and family, sports teams on their way to the next meet, and world travelers on their big Alaska adventure. Visitors taking the ferry will be able to sit in the lounge and watch the scenery float by, walk the deck, sleep in the solarium, watch a movie in the theater, or just relax and enjoy their vacation. Almost everyone that travels at least some part, if not all, of the Inside Passage is by water. Cruise ships offer one of the most well-known options for the Inside Passage travel, which was discussed in Module 1. So if you missed that, now you know where to find it, right? Cruise ships, large and small, visit the Inside Passage from May to September. Sailboats and yachts are available for charter, both bareboat or with crew. 3 Inside Passage communities offer road access to Canada and then the rest of Alaska. Haines offers year-round access to Haines Junction, Yukon Territory on the Haines Highway. From Haines Junction, the Alaska Highway travels northwest to Alaska or southeast to British Columbia. Skagway also offers year-round highway access to Whitehorse, Yukon Territory, and the Alaska Highway via the South Klondike Highway. Hyder, in the southeast corner of the region, offers a paved road to the Cassiar Highway in British Columbia. The Cassiar runs north to the Alaska Highway and south through British Columbia. There are no roads from Hyder to the rest of the Inside Passage, and no ferry service connecting it to the other Inside Passage communities. All right, here's monthly temperature and daylight hours. Okay, so again, gives you some good information there. All right, the Tongass National Forest, largest in the United States, received its name from the Tongass clan of the Tlingit people. It dates back to 1902 when President Theodore Roosevelt created the Alexander Archipelago Forest Reserve. In 1908, the forest was renamed and expanded, and today the 16.9 million acre Tongass National Forest stretches from the Pacific Ocean to the vast inland ice fields that border British Columbia, and from the southern tip of Prince of Wales Island to Malaspina Glacier, 500 miles to the north. More than 80% of the southeast Alaska is in Tongass, and with its thousands of islands, fjords, and bays, the national forest has 11,000 miles of coastline. Tongass' vast coastal rainforest includes towering hemlock, Sitka, spruce, and red and yellow cedar. Beneath the massive conifers are young evergreens and shrubs such as devil's club, blueberry, huckleberry. Moss and ferns cover the ground, and lichens drape many trees. Lichens, I've never heard of that. Okay, the wildlife is abundant throughout Tongass. Sitka, black-tailed deer, and 2 main predators, the wolf and the brown bear, are found here. Black bear are common, as well as mountain goats and some moose. Marine mammals found along the shores include dolls and harbor porpoises, harbor seal, sea lions, and humpback mink and killer whales, orcas, and a growing population of sea otters. The waters teem with fish, including halibut and all 5 species of Pacific salmon. More bald eagles live in this region than any other place in the world. Again, maybe a test question. The home to the world's largest temperate rainforest, almost half of Tongass is covered by ice, water, wetlands, and rock. Its most famous ice flow in the Mendenhall Glacier, Alaska's famous drive-in glacier, because it is only 12 miles from downtown Juneau and accessed by a paved road. A boat ride from Petersburg or Wrangell brings you near the face of the LeConte Glacier, the southernmost tidewater glacier of the continent. Just 30 miles north of Yakutat is Hubbard Glacier, the longest tidewater glacier in the world and easily Alaska's most active. 76-mile-long glacier has galloped across Russell Fjord several times, most recently in 2008. The riptides and currents that flow in front of the 8-mile-wide glacier are so strong they cause Hubbard to almost continuously. The Tongass contains 19 wilderness areas, including the 545-mile square mile Russell Fjord Wilderness, as well as Admiralty Island National Monument and Misty Fjords National Monument. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve and the general area around Haines and Skagway are not part of the National Forest. Okay, so remember that. And I got my coffee. See, the tassel is worth the hassle, right? All right, Southern Inside Passage. Ketchikan, if you can, is often referred to as the gateway city to Alaska, as it is the southernmost port of call and only 30 miles north of the Canadian border. It is also known as the salmon capital of Alaska for its abundant fishing opportunities. It has also been recognized as one of the top 100 arts communities in America. Ketchikan is the 4th largest city in Alaska and provides access for travelers headed to Prince of Wales Island, Metlakatla, Hyder, Wrangell, Petersburg, and spectacular Misty Fjords National Monument. Ketchikan has the largest collection of totem poles in the world. Native art and culture flourish here due to the large population of indigenous Alaskans, represented by numerous tribes of Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian. Ketchikan offers an outstanding variety of shops, galleries, boutiques throughout the town. It is a major center for sport fishing, including options to fish from shore aboard one of many charter boats or from wilderness fishing lodges. The location is located on the southwestern coast of Revelgidio Island, opposite Gravina Island, near the southern boundary of Alaska. It is 679 miles north of Seattle, 235 miles south of Juneau. Flight time is about an hour and a half from Seattle, 2 hours and 32.75 hours, 3/4 hours from Anchorage via Juneau. It is the first Alaska port of call for many cruise ships heading north from Seattle or Vancouver, or Alaska State ferries from Bellingham, Washington, or Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Access there, scheduled daily jet service from Seattle, Anchorage, Juneau, Sitka, Petersburg, and Wrangell. Air taxi service, state ferry, and all classes of cruise vessel. No road access. The town is mainly located on Revelgidio Island, and the airport is located on Gravina Island. The two are connected by a quick ferry ride. The airport ferry does have a fee paid on the Gravina Island side for both outbound and inbound travel. Cars may travel on the ferry, but all taxis and buses, bus transfers pick up on the Revelgidio Island side. All right, where are they going to stay and amenities? So Ketchikan features numerous hotels, motels, B&Bs, wilderness fishing lodges, and a youth hostel. There are also plentiful dining options, extensive shopping in downtown at the Plaza Mall. All conveniences, groceries, and supplies are available as well. Attractions. So you have the Cape Box Hill Creek Street funicular. It's a tram car running 211 feet up and down the hill between Creek Street and Cape Box Lodge. You have Creek Street, once the red light district of Ketchikan. Deer Mountain Tribal Hatchery and Eagle Center facility offers an unhindered view of eagles and other raptors in a realistic setting with Salmon Creek running through the display. Dolly's House Museum, once the home of Madame Dolly Arthur. The Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show features pole climbing races, log sawing, chopping competitions, and log rolling. Misty Fjords National Monument, 2.3 million acres of coastal rainforest, glacial fjords accessible by air or water, 3,000 foot cliffs, 1,000 foot waterfalls. Saxman Native Village Totem Pole Park, totem poles, a Tlingit clan house, Cape Box dancers, performances, and demonstrations. Southeast Alaska Discovery Center, Alaska Public Lands Information Center and Regional Museum. Tongass Historical Museum offers exhibits of traditional Native culture, a history of the fishing industry, and as an example of a timber camp bunkhouse. Tongass National Forest, most of the Inside Passage lies within the 17 million acres. Tongass, the country's largest national forest. Totem Bight State Historical Park, former Tlingit fish camp, now with totem poles, clan house, and interpretive signs. You have the Totem Heritage Center, a large collection of totem poles. And then Misty Fjords National Monument, located about 40 miles east of Ketchikan, comprises about 2.3 million acres. It was established in 1978 by President Jimmy Carter. Naturalist John Muir compared the area to Yosemite Valley due to similar geography and glacier morphology. The area is filled with light-colored granite that was carved into the deep U-shaped valleys by powerful glaciers. The towering rock walls rise 2,000 to 3,000 feet above the water-filled fjords and extend for 1,000 feet below the water's surface. Access, you have Ketchikan provides an array of opportunities for visiting Misty Fjords National Monument. There are scenic flights on float planes, many including landing in a high mountain lake, boat tours into the fjords, or a combination of both. Some smaller boat cruise companies may also include it on their itineraries. Next, Southern Inside Passage continues. So you have Petersburg, known as the Little Norway of Alaska. It is friendly, charming little fishing town with the largest home-based halibut fleet in Alaska. Many commercial fishing boats fill its 3 harbors during peak season. The picturesque waterfront features buildings on tall pilings and docks filled with both commercial and pleasure craft. Petersburg residents celebrate their Norwegian culture with decorative rose mulling, traditional Norwegian painting on houses and storefronts. And every May, they have the rousing Little Norway Festival. The picturesque community has a reproduction of a Viking ship and a row of houses on pilings that line the beautiful Hammer Slough. Petersburg is located on the northwest end of Mitkoff Island, where the Wrangell Narrows meet Frederick Sound. It lies midway between Juneau and Ketchikan, about 120 miles from either community, and approximately 3 hours by jet from Anchorage via Juneau or Seattle. How to get there? Scheduled daily jet service, major Inside Passage communities, connections to Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Seattle, as well as scheduled and charter air taxi service. Alaska State Ferries service the community with connections to most Inside Passage communities, Bellingham, Washington, and Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Some small cruise ships call it Petersburg. There is no road access. All right, accommodations. They have has a couple hotels, motels, handful of B&Bs, and 1 hostel. There are some restaurants options, a variety of gift shops, hardware stores, marine service center, food, and most supplies. The attractions, Clausen Museum, featuring Petersburg, Norwegian, and Tlingit heritage. Frederick Sound, notable and excellent humpback whale watching. LeConte Glacier, southernmost active tidewater glacier in North America. Wrangell Narrows, known for its strong tidal currents and blinking navigation lights. Wrangell, for 4 distinct cultures, shaped the history of this waterfront town. Russians, English, Americans, and Tlingit, who were the first to inhabit the region. When prospectors first came to the area, they sought out the gateway to the Steichen, a river that now offers visitors access to wildlife, glaciers, and hot springs. Twice touched by the gold rushes in late 1800s, Wrangell has retained its frontier appearance with false fronted buildings along downtown's front street. Wrangell is a central hub for goods, services, and transportation for outlying areas. The harbor is busy with a large fleet of tugs and commercial fishing vessels. They are located on the northern tip of Wrangell Island, 3 hours by jet from Seattle, 154 miles southeast of Juneau, 80 miles northwest of Ketchikan. They have daily jet service from other Inside Passage cities with through service to Seattle, Juneau, and Anchorage. Air taxi service, state ferry, and exploration class cruise ships. There is no road access. The accommodations, they offer hotels, motels, a lodge, and B&Bs. There is a small selection of restaurants and convention center in town. Downtown features small shops with all conveniences, food, and most supplies. The attractions there for your clients, you have Annan Creek Bear Wildlife Observatory, the only developed bear observatory in Southeast Alaska, about 24 miles southeast of Wrangell, accessed by boat or floatplane only. You have Chief Shakes Island and Tribal Community House. The house was built around 1939 by Tlingits, and it's located on the island of the center of the harbor. The island is accessible by boardwalk and features totem poles and other cultural items. Glacier viewing, LeConte and Shake Glaciers. Kiksadi Totem Park features 6 totem poles. Muskeg Meadows Golf Course, the only regulation 9-hole par 36 course in the Inside Passage. Petroglyph Beach State Historic Park. Some 50 ancient carvings on rock faces visible at low tide. Stakine River Delta. In April, the largest spring concentration of eagles in North America occurs. Birders and sightseers might also spot migrating waterfowl, moose, and bears. Wrangell Museum includes displays and artifacts highlighting Wrangell's varied history. Prince of Wales Island is a heavily forested island measuring 140 miles long by 45 miles wide and is the 3rd largest island in the United States. So Prince of Wales is the 3rd largest. Captain George Vancouver, British explorer, named the island in 1793 for Prince George, Prince of Wales, the eldest son and heir of King George III. The Tlingit and Haida tribes were the first inhabitants and keep traditions alive. Totem parks in Klawak, Heidelberg, and Passen display tall totem poles carved out of cedar. Commercial fishing brought permanent settlement and remains crucial to the island today. Some of the oldest remains in Alaska or Canada were found in an extensive karst system of Prince of Wales Island in the mid-1990s. Remains of a man dated back about 92,000 years ago. Wow. Offers clues to diet, lifestyle, trade practices, and society. The almost perfectly preserved remains of a brown bear dated at about 45,000-year-old. Wow. Let scientists speculate about how the Earth's last ice age might have affected animal species and human migration down the coast from Asia. Prince of Wales is located as one of the islands of the Alexander Archipelago, lying off the southern end of the Alaskan mainland. Primary communities include Craig, Klawak, Heidelberg, and Hollis. To get there, the MV Prince of Wales and the MV Steichen of the Inter-Island Ferry System connect Hollis on the east coast of the island with Ketchikan, providing a comfortable 3-hour run during daylight hours. Running twice daily mid-May through September and once daily in fall and winter. The Alaska Marine Highway System offers feeder service to the inter-island ferry at 2 points, from Bellingham, Washington in just less than 2 days, and at Prince Rupert, British Columbia, for a 6-hour sail to Ketchikan. There is daily jet service into Ketchikan from Seattle, Juneau, and other southeast cities. From Ketchikan, fly to any of the several Prince of Wales Island communities with local air carriers. Float planes run scheduled and charter routes. Their accommodations include are available in Craig, Clawwalk, and Thorn Bay, as well as a number of wilderness lodges located on the island. Most visitor services are available in all of these communities. Attractions to see there, you have Beaver Falls, Karst Interpretive Trail. This, the mile-long boardwalk course meanders amid sinkholes, vertical pits, lost rivers, and collapsed channels. Sorry, I don't feel good. I'm all clogged up today. I'm like, what? Cave system, limestone grottos under the rainforest. El Capitan Cave, northwest of Whale Pass, is the biggest and longest of more than 850 caves. Wildlife, the island is home to Sitka black-tailed deer, black bear, several packs of wolves, small moose, eagles, and waterfowl, including the trumpeter swan. Fishing, streams and lakes contain a variety of trout. People fish the saltwater for 5 species: salmon, halibut, red snapper, and other bottom fish. All right, the Inside Passage. So you have Juneau, Alaska's capital city, largest city in the Inside Passage, and the gateway to the Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. Juneau is nestled between towering Mount Juneau and the tidewaters of Gastineau Channel. The downtown district is a lively mix of modern architecture and quaint Victorian homes. Cruise ships dock in and near downtown during the summer months. The Mendenhall Valley, also known as the valley north of downtown, is a residential area, but also includes an array of recreational opportunities for locals and visitors alike, as does Douglas Island, located across the Gastineau Channel. Glacier viewing is easy and spectacular from Juneau. The Mendenhall Glacier is very accessible since it is only a 12-mile drive from downtown Juneau. Flight seeing tours are available to view glaciers from the air, and some helicopters will land, allowing people to walk, trek, or even go dog sledding on a glacier. Tours are also available from Juneau to visit Tracy Arm Fjord, located on about 30 miles south. Juneau also offers a thriving art community, fine dining, museums for people looking for a cultural experience. There are many hiking, biking, kayaking, and gold panning opportunities for the adventurous. There is even a tram that goes to the top of Mount Roberts for breathtaking views of the downtown Juneau, the Gastineau Channel, and Douglas Island. The tram features an award-winning film about Tlingit history. Okay, the location, Juneau is located on the mainland of Southeast Alaska, opposite Douglas Island along the Gastineau Channel and Stevens Passage. About 900 air miles or 2 hours by jet northwest of Seattle, and 577 miles and about 1.5 hours by jet southeast of Anchorage. To get there, although Juneau is located on the mainland, it is not accessible by road, only by sea or air. There is daily jet service from Seattle and Anchorage, scheduled air taxi service from most southeastern communities, state ferry, and all classes of cruise vessels. Water taxi service between Juneau and Sitka, Skagway, and Haines is also available. Juneau offers many hotel motel options, B&Bs, lodges, and inns. There are enough rooms in Juneau to accommodate meetings and small conventions under 800 people. Community also offers campgrounds, RV parks, numerous restaurants choices, 2 shopping malls, many shops in downtown, as well as all services and conveniences. The attractions in Juneau. Oh, you're gonna go?
I'm gonna get my card, but do you wanna just drop me off on your way to the forum, and then I get my card, you know?
Okay, well, no, because Rick has to come meet us for lunch. You won't have a car. Okay, love you, thank you. All right, sorry, guys. Okay, Eagle Crest Ski Resort. Okay, did I, hold on, where did I? Okay, the gold mines, where did I stop? I'm so sorry. Okay, 32 gold mines in the area, including Alaska Juneau Mine, which features tours. You have the Alaska State Library, Archives, and Museum, a state-of-the-art facility that collects and manages the care of objects and documents representing the people and history of Alaska. And they're telling their story in their voices. Eagle Crest Ski Resort, located on Douglas Island. The area offers snow at high elevations for excellent downhill and cross-country skiing. Views of Mendenhall Glacier, Juneau Icefield, Lynn Canal, Stevens Passage, open seasonally December through April or as snow permits. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, 50 miles to the west. More information for Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve is in page 7 of this module. Okay. St. Nicholas Russian Orthodox Church, the oldest original Russian church in Southeast Alaska. Sunday services are open to the public, although exceptions are usually made for visitors. Russian Orthodox services require the congregation to stand during the services, which may last over 2 hours. Juneau Douglas City Museum, city history, stained glass windows, mining maps. Juneau Icefield, spectacular expanse of mountains and glaciations. It's the source of most of the glaciers within a 1,500 square mile radius, including Mendenhall, Taku, Eagle, Herbert, and 38 others. Makalei Salmon Hatchery. See the workings of a real Pacific salmon hatchery with museum-like interpretive displays, beautiful saltwater aquariums, and a mini marketplace. Mendenhall Glacier, 200 feet tall and 1.5 mile wide, 12 miles from downtown Juneau. U.S. Forest Service Visitor Center, located at the Mendenhall Glacier, provides interpretive and visitor information about the glacier and the area. And then the state capitol, originally completed in 1931, the building served as a territorial capital, housing the legislature, governor, and post office, courts, and numerous other federal and territorial agencies. Today, the building contains the offices of the Alaska State Legislature, governor, and lieutenant governor. Guided tours are available throughout the summer. Tongass National Forest, housed in the convention center. And then Tracy Arm and Fjord's Terror Wilderness. Narrow Tracy Arm Fjord, headed by the twin glaciers of the North Sawyer and South Sawyer, two of the most active calving tidewater glaciers in Alaska. View birds, seals, and whales. All right, Mid-Inside Passage continues. So you have Gustavus, gateway to the Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. Majority of people visiting Glacier Bay fly or ferry into Gustavus and then bus to Bartlett Cove, the National Park Service headquarters. Originating from an airstrip left over from World War II, the road to Bartlett Cove is called Main Road, Park Road, or just the road. While Gustavus does not have a downtown, the center of the community is around the Rhodes Bridge over the Salmon River. Nearby is Salmon River Park, the historic Gustavus Inn, and the only grocery store in the area. Gustavus also boasts a 9-hole golf course where golfers use the honor system to pay for a round. Location, Gustavus lies on the north shore of the icy passage at the mouth of the Salmon River, 48 miles northwest of Juneau in the Fairweather Mountain Range. It is surrounded by Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve on 3 sides and the waters of Icy Strait to the south. You can get there by jet service from Juneau in the summer months, air taxi or charter service, charter boat service, or Alaska Marine Highway service out of Juneau. The accommodations, few lodges, several B&Bs, campground, and several restaurants. The attractions, you have Bartlett Cove, the park headquarters, and include Glacier Bay Lodge, a restaurant, visitor center, campground, main dock where the tour boats depart for excursions up the bay. The cove lies within the Glacier Bay Park, but is still 40 miles south of the nearest glacier. At the foot of the dock is the park's visitor center where your clients can obtain backcountry permits, seek out information, or purchase a variety of books or topographic maps that cover the park. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, known throughout the world for its 65-mile-long bay, its 16 tidewater glaciers, icebergs, marine wildlife, and wild beauty. The park itself is accessible only by water or air, and the National Park Service concessionaires offer a variety of tour options, enabling anyone to experience Glacier Bay. Icy Strait, Hunas. Hunan is a quiet fishing village that has come to Hunan Tinglet since advancing ice pushed them through the shores of Glacier Bay. Located at the icy Strait Point, Hunan boasts immediate access to outstanding fishing, excellent whale watching. Humpback and orcas are often spotted along the shores right in front of town. The rich waters of icy strait support a large and diverse population of marine animals, fish, and birds. About a mile northwest of Hunan is an area referred to as the Icy Strait Point. Restored red buildings of the old Hunan packing cannery. Its halls are filled with unique family-owned shops, a museum, mid-1930s cannery line display. Excursions are available to see whales or brown bears. There are several restaurants, hiking trails, a tram, a mile-long zip line. Most visitors arrive by cruise ship, but non-cruise ship visitors can also sign up for these excursions on the day of the tour. Hunan is on the northeast shore of Chikava Island, 40 miles west of Juneau. To get there, they have a charter air from Juneau, twice weekly state ferry service in summer, scheduled port of call for some cruise ships. There's one lodge there, a number of B&Bs, and few restaurants. ABC Islands. So Admiralty Island near Juneau is the location of the Admiralty Island National Monument, home of the largest brown bear population in Southeast Alaska. Some tour operators offer bear viewing and kayaking tours to the Pack Creek estuary from Juneau. Bears are mostly visible from mid-July to mid-August during the salmon run. Want to go see that, right, guys? Angon, a Tinglet village, shares Admiralty Island with the highest concentration of nesting bald eagles in North America. So where is that at? Largest bald eagles, Admiralty Island. Baranof, home of the spectacular setting and beautiful scenery of Sitka. Chicagov Island, located on Chicagov Island, Tanaki Springs offers quiet beaches, rustic bathhouse fed by hot springs. Explore a fishing town built on pilings and boardwalks in pretty Elfin Cove, or try fishing, hiking, and wildlife viewing while visiting Pelican. Now, Pelican, surrounded by lush forests, watery fjords, Pelican is one of the last true waterfront boardwalk villages in the United States. Built entirely on a wooden boardwalk made of pilings, there are no roads. Established in 1938 by Charlie Radhakananen and named for Radhakananen's fish packing vessel, the Pelican. Pelican relies on commercial fishing and seafood processing. Pelican is located on the northwest coast of Chicagov Island on Lisiansky Inlet, lies 80 miles north of Sitka, 70 miles west of Juneau. Pelican is dependent on floatplanes and the state ferry for travel. Daily scheduled air travel services are available from Juneau and Sitka. Facilities include a state-owned seaplane base, a small boat harbor, dock, and state ferry terminal. There is small ferry service. Check the Alaska Marine Highway System website for up-to-date schedules. Pelican has 2 bar grills, one with rooms for rent and cafes. Accommodations include a few lodges and B&B, a grocery store and dry goods store, and a laundromat. Things to do there, you have commercial fishing industry. Pelican was built as a center for the commercial fishing fleet. Pelican seafood processing plant, built in early 1940s, will schedule tours upon request to see fish being unloaded from boats and freezing and packaging process. Hot Springs, White Sulphur Hot Springs, 20 nautical mile from Pelican, has been developed by the U.S. Forest Service to include a guest cabin and covered hot spring pool with the bathhouse. Old growth forest. Pelican sits within Tongass National Forest, one of the largest old growth temperate rainforests in the world, with a variety of birds such as American bald eagle, blue heron, puffins, terns, gulls, cormorants, ducks, geese, mergansers, kingfishers, etc., and mammals including brown bear, Sitka black-tailed deer, river otter, mink, marten, and red squirrels. And then the scenery, spectacular fjords of Lisiansky Inlet, plus the outside of the coast of the West Chicagov of Yakobi Island Wilderness Area, mountains and glaciers, oceans and lakes. This Alaska one's a long one, guys. Usually they're not all this long and this informative, but it's very informative. I mean, it's telling you about every little city, right? All right. Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve. Historically, the Glacier Bay region was home to the Hoona Tinglets. However, several centuries ago, during the last Little Ice Age, advancing glaciers pushed them out of the bay and across Icy Strait to their present location of Hoona on Chakavag Island. In 1794, Captain George Vancouver visited the bay during his explorations to find the fabled Northwest Passage. At that time, the glaciers reached past present-day Bartlett Cove, home of the park's headquarters. Vancouver was only able to make it 5 miles into the bay. Almost 100 years later, in 1879, John Muir sailed into Glacier Bay during his first explorations of the area. He was able to sail to Russell Island, 40 miles further than Captain George Vancouver. Today, cruise ships and other boats can cruise approximately 50 miles into Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve to view the Grand Pacific Glacier, which sits right at the Alaska-Canada border and frequently calving Marjorie glaciers. The Glacier Bay became a national park and preserve with the signing of the Alaska National Interest Lands Conservation Act in 1980. It is 3.3 million acres in size and home to Mount Fairweather, 15,325 feet, abundant glaciers, and plentiful wildlife. In 1992, Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, together with Wrangell, St. Elias National Park and Preserve, Kluane National Park and Reserve, and Tatshaninii-Alsek Provincial Park, Canada, became part of the 24 million acre World Heritage Site, largest internationally protected area in the world. Most visitors come to Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve during the Alaska Inside of Passage cruise. The park offers limited permits and to cruise lines, and only a small handful of vessels hold the permits. If your client is interested in a cruise that includes Glacier Bay, be sure to check the itineraries beforehand. For more independent travelers, there are accommodation options in Gustavus and Bartlett Cove. Guests may stay and explore the hiking trails, kayak around Bartlett Cove, Icy Strait, or choose a day cruise into the park on a smaller vessel that can go where the large ships cannot. The day boat can also drop guests up bay for kayaking, camping opportunities. For more information on Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve and what options may be available, you can always visit the park website. So you click there, it'll take you automatically into that next one, their website. All right, next, come on. Sitka. Anybody see the proposal? That was amazing, right? Lovely Sitka by the sea, once called New Archangel, located on the Baranof Island and known for its spectacular setting, beautiful scenery. Local landmark is the Mount Fuji lookalike dormant volcano, Mount Edgecombe, 3,200 feet in elevation. Sitka was the Russian capital of Alaska from 1808 to 1867 and the Alaska territorial capital from 1867 until 1906, when the capital was moved to Juneau. Russian influence is evident throughout the community. Sitka has been home to Tlingit people for generations, and their traditional culture is still practiced today. Sitka also has 24-hour attractions listed on the National Register of Historic Places, 7 of which are National Historic Landmarks. So remember that, could be a test question. Sitka's sound pristine waters, abundant with fish, watchable and wildlife, birding opportunities. Humpback whales, sea otters, eagles, harbor seals, sea lions are just a few of the wildlife that are frequently viewed. Sitka is located on the outer west coast of Baranof Island. You can get there by daily jet service from Seattle, which is 2 hours, Anchorage, 2 hours via Juneau, and other southeastern communities, state ferry, floatplane, and air taxi service, all classes of cruise vessels. No mainland road access. Excuse me, accommodations. So Sitka has several hotel motels, numerous B&Bs, vacation rentals, 1 youth hostel, and many fishing lodges. There are a few campgrounds, a couple of RV only, numerous coffee or snack shops, restaurants. Many are located in the downtown area. Okay, things to see. Alaska Raptor Center, rehab center for bald eagles and other raptors. Isabel Miller Museum, located in Harrigan Centennial Hall, houses displays, photographs, and artifacts of Sitka's history. New Archangel Dancers, an authentic, brightly costumed, all-women volunteer dance troupe, perform lively folk dances of Russia for visitors throughout the summer. You have the Russian Bishop's House, oldest intact Russian building in Sitka, built in 1842 by the Russian American Company as a residence of the Bishop of the Orthodox Church. The residence hosts exhibits, tours of the refurbished bishop's living quarters and the chapel of the Annunciation with lavish icons. St. Michael's Cathedral, picturesque focal point in Sitka, topped by its onion-shaped domes and accented by gold crosses. It was the first Russian church built in America from 1844 to 1848. Destroyed by fire in 1966, rebuilt, and currently displays precious icons and religious artifacts that were saved from the fire. St. Lazaria National Wildlife Refuge, refuge for seabirds. I'm sorry, hold on one moment, guys. Good morning.
Birthday, Queenie.
Hi.
How's your day?
It's good. I'm on a training now. Are you still able to do my lashes?
Yes.
Okay, love you. All right, bye. Sorry, my daughter. All right, I'm going there after this, so that's why I needed to make sure she wasn't canceling. All right, so refuge for seabirds and burrows and nests of petrels, tuft puffins, common mures, and more. Shika Kwan Na Kahiti dancers perform ancient songs passed down from generations in their vibrant regalia at their traditional style Tlingit clan house. Sheldon Jackson Museum, the first concrete building in Alaska and one of the largest collections of Alaskan native artifacts in the state. Sitka's Castle Hill, location where the Russian flag was lowered and the American flag was raised in 1867, marking the transfer of Alaska to the United States. It was originally inhabited by Tlingit people who built a strategic fortification at this site. It would later become the site of a two-story log mansion known as Baronoff's Castle, which overlooks Sitka Sound during the Russian fur trading era. Sitka National Historical Park, Alaska's oldest federally designated park, established in 1910 to commemorate the 1804 Russian and Tlingit battle. The indoor-outdoor collections of the totem poles represent traditional Alaska native art. Southeast Alaska Indian Cultural Center, housed in Sitka National Historical Park, is an art studio where Tlingit artists demonstrate their native craft. Okay. And then the Northern Inside Passage. Haines is located on the shores of America's longest, deepest fjord and Lynn Canal. Originally, the Haines area was called Daishu, meaning end of the trail. And this is our last one, so get ready because we're going to be taking a test after this. By the resident of Chilkat people, and was a training post for both coastal and interior indigenous people. The Chilkat people still call the area home and share their culture with visitors throughout their arts and crafts, local tours, and dance performances. Haines was founded by the Presbyterian Mission in the late 1800s. Later, when gold was struck in the Klondike gold fields of the Yukon Territory, Haines offered the first trail access for prospectors going north via the Dalton Trail, an old Chilkat trading trail. However, the Chilkat and White Pass trails soon became the more popular route, cutting out many miles from the journey. Haines instead was set up as one of the first Army outposts in Alaska during the gold rush. Fort Seward, also known as Port Chilkoot, remained in operation until shortly after World War II, when it was decommissioned, purchased by a group of locals, and still remains today, and features several bed and breakfasts, a hotel, art galleries, and totem poles. Haines is home to the largest gathering of bald eagles in the world, abundant wildlife with great opportunities to see moose, bears, 260 species of birds, humpback whales, harbor seals, river otters, orcas, and more, all in the natural habitat. It also recognized for its scenic beauty and as an artist haven with many galleries and other outlets for arts and culture. Haines is located on the western shore of Lynn Canal between Chilkoot and Chilkat rivers, 80 miles northwest of Juneau and 40 miles south of the Canadian border of British Columbia. Unlike most inside passage communities, Haines is accessible by road via the Haines Highway, which connects with the Alaska Highway at Haines Junction, YT 150 miles north of Haines. Alaska Marine Highway system services the community as well as fast ferries for walk-on passengers between Haines and Skagway and Haines and Juneau. Both large and small cruise lines visit Haines. There is also scheduled air taxi service from Juneau and Skagway and easy access to Glacier Bay. There are many hotels, motels, lodges, cabins, B&Bs, campgrounds, and RV parks, a nice selection of restaurant hardware and grocery stores. Things to do there: Alaska Indian Art, located in what used to be the Fort Seward Hospital, now a crafts and skills center for local artists, creative totem poles, earrings, masks, and more. You have American Bald Eagle Foundation, National History Museum, nonprofit educational research foundation with the National History Museum featuring more than 100 full-size wildlife, marine life, and bird specimens in a diorama representing the Lynn Canal and Chilkat Valley. Chilkat Bald Eagle Preserve, home to the summertime population of 200 to 400 bald eagles. Fall winter congregation of up to 3,500 bald eagles feeding on spawning salmon along the Chilkat River. Viewing areas and pull outs off the Haines Highway provide access to the spectacle. Chilkat Center for Arts, an old cannery building that has been relocated to the Fort area in 1924, now houses a theater, KHNS Public Radio, and offers a community space for activities. You have the Chilkat dancers, known for their authentic Tlingit dances. They have been performing since 1957. Chilkat State Park, very scenic campground for RVs and tents, located 8 miles south of Haines on Mud Bay Road. Hiking trails, log cabin interpretive center, and views of Rainbow and Davidson glaciers. Dalton City, built for 1991 film White Fang. You'll find 17 false fronted buildings with visitor services, gifts and craft shops, and a restaurant. It is also part of the Southeast Alaska State Fairgrounds. Numerous festivals and events take place. Fort William H. Seward National Historic Landmark, one of the first Army posts in Alaska. The hospital is now used as a Native Arts Center. The white buildings form a distinctive landmark on the hillside, clearly visible to those approaching by sea, and is the site of an authentic Tlingit clan house. Haines Gallery and Shops, exceptional artwork in traditional Native and contemporary styles. Hammer Museum, more than 1,500 hammers displayed, telling the story of man's progress and ingenuity through the man's most basic tool. Sheldon Museum Cultural Center, fine collection of Tlingit art, cultural artifacts, local history. Museum theater features a National Audubon Society film on the Chilkat Bald Eagle Preserve. Skagway is synonymous with the Gold Rush and is home to Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park. In the days of 1898, 20,000 prospectors passed through town in search of Klondike gold. Today, many more visitors are searching for their own Klondike adventure. The historic district is the heart of downtown Skagway, where visitors walk along the boardwalks lined with false fronted buildings. District and other local attractions are on the National Registry of Historic Places. Spending time in Skagway is like stepping back in time, where you can feel this excitement and flavor of the wild gold rush days. Whether going to Days of 98 show and Soapy Smith, or riding the White Pass and Yukon Route Railroad, it will be hard not to catch gold fever. Skagway is located in the north end of Taya Inlet, Lynn Canal, 108 miles from Whitehorse, 832 miles from Anchorage, 1.5 hours from jet from Anchorage to Juneau, plus 45 minutes by air taxi to Skagway. Skagway is also one of the few inside passage communities accessible by road on the South Klondike Highway from Whitehorse. Scheduled air taxi service from Juneau and Haines, State Ferry, all classes of cruise vessels, railroad from Fraser, BC, with connecting buses to from Whitehorse, YT, passenger only water taxi from Haines. The accommodations, you have Skagway has many hotels, motels, one hostel, several B&Bs, campgrounds, and RV parks, wide selection of restaurants to choose from. And then things to do there. You have Arctic Brotherhood Hall, site of Skagway Convention Visitors Bureau covered with driftwood. Chilkoot Trail, 33-mile historic trail to the Klondike. Can be hiked in 3 to 5 days. Permits are necessary and available through Parks Canada or the U.S. National Park Service. Your clients can hike one way, take the train or coach back to Skagway from Lake Bennett, or coach onto Whitehorse. Day hikes are also available without a permit, beginning from Daya, site of the beginning of the Chilkoot Trail, now a ghost town. Woo! Gold Rush Cemetery, grave sites of Soapy Smith and Frank Ride, Skagway's notorious villain and protector. Scenic Ride Falls is a short hike away. Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park and Visitor Center offers information about the area and the historical buildings, seasonal lectures, slideshows, videos, and guided tours available. Skagway Historic District, all of downtown Skagway with the restored and preserved storefronts and boardwalks. Trail of 98 historic museums, originally a college built during the Gold Rush era, then used as a courthouse. It now houses a collection of Gold Rush artifacts and exhibits. You have the White House Passage, or White Pass Trail, alternate trail used by the prospectors to access the Klondike. White Pass Yukon Road, narrow gauge railroad, completed in 1900 today, takes passengers in 100-year-old antique rail cars over the White Pass. Yakutat means a place where the canoes rest. Once a winter village for the Tlingit people, Yakutat maintains a traditional Tlingit culture where fishing and subsistence activities are prevalent. All 5 species of Pacific salmon are available locally for sport fishing in both fresh and salt water. Halibut fishing is available in Yakutat Bay and the inner islands. Rainbow trout, steelhead trout, cutthroat trout, dolly varden are present in the stream and lake systems. Yakutat is nestled between the Gulf of Alaska and Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve, which is home to the 2nd largest peak in the United States, Mount St. Elias, standing 18,008 feet. Mount St. Elias rests at the head of the Malaspina Glacier, which is the largest Piedmont glacier in North America. Hubbard Glacier and Russell Fjord are accessible by kayak and boat. Yakutat is also known as the surfing capital of Alaska. Surfboard and wetsuits rentals are available. Did you ever think to go surfing in Alaska? Kind of strange, huh? All right, Yakutat is located 225 miles northwest of Juneau, 220 miles southwest of Cordova. Among the lowlands along the Gulf of Mexico, the area encompasses 1,755 square miles of land and 279 square miles of water at the mouth of the Yakutat Bay, one of the few refuge for vessels along the coast. And then access, daily scheduled jet service, air charter, private boat charters, several guide charters, outfitters are in the area to provide access to remote areas. Yakutat has a few lodges, B&B cabins, B&B cabins and 1 restaurant. Hubbard Glacier, Russell Fjord, known as the Galloping Glacier, one of the most actively calving glaciers in the world. Hubbard Glacier first dammed Russell Fjord in 1986 to form a temporary freshwater lake at 76 miles long. It is the longest tidewater glacier in the world, and it's 7 miles wide. Accessible by water or air from Yakutat. And then Malaspina Glacier, largest glacier in North America, and Mount St. Elias, standing 18,008 feet. Whew. All right, guys, ready for the test? All right, I'm going to stop recording. So just so you guys know now, we kind of stopped the doing the test together or recording it. Because we need anybody that's live gets to take it with us, but anybody that just watches it afterwards, they miss out. They have to do the test on their own. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you have to jump off or something, just remember you'll have to do it on your own. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and stop recording. All right, so congratulations on completing the inside passage. And then South Central Arctic and Winter Adventure, we will finish next Wednesday. Friday, we are doing US Virgin Islands. Again, if you have not registered yet, please be sure to get in and register. We will be doing London. I'll be actually at the airport in where am I going to be? Orlando, doing London because I have a 7-hour layover. But we're heading to Cancun, and then Sunday, if you join me for Princess, we will be at the Live Aqua. We got 2 free nights at Live Aqua just by doing the trainings, guys. So we got 2 nights in Live Aqua. We got 2 nights in the Oasis. So what I'm saying, guys, take advantage of these when you have an opportunity. Okay, right here, Oasis Hotels. Got 3 free nights, got 2 free nights at the La Coleccion. All right, you had to have done the training by November. So always watch, guys, when we're doing trainings, because you never know what you can get. So yeah, I booked 5 free nights, and then we're going to my timeshare. So you guys can see all the amazing places there. And again, for May, this is our schedule. So make sure you get in and pre-register. Again, if you've been with us 6 months, make sure you do your supplier request form to get on the sandals. Thank you, Deidre. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't feel good today, so I think I'm going to go ahead and go get my nails done, my lashes done, and go to bed. Because it's like that's the only time I have trainings tomorrow and Friday, and I'm like leaving. So I'm like, can you please get me fixed up for my trip? So they could only do it today. So but luckily it's my daughter's and they do it for free. So that's my birthday gift. So
Happy birthday, Marnie.
thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. I don't like to announce that I have 1 more year and I'm gonna be 60. I feel like I'm 30, it's like it's sad. So you see my shirt, my Disney shirt. It's my birthday. Anyway. So again, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you learned a lot. Again, this is a very long one, guys. So a lot of them aren't this long. Okay. So just kind of wanted to share, with you guys, if you're brand new with us. Some of them are 15 minutes. Okay. Some of them are, 10 hours. So we really never know till we get into it. Like again, Princess, we've been doing now for 8 sessions. New Orleans, it took us two days doing it. Okay. So again, they're a lot of fun, guys. Let's stay plugged in, help each other. Again, if you're brand new, please make sure you'll get into the back office, where I showed you, you do your certification. Once you complete your certification, print out the contact information. Great documents here. And then again, if you have to still register, always go to the travel cafe, which is right here. You back? I'm done.
Okay, so now we're just going off.
Yeah, he'll drop me off. He'll come back and then we'll go.
I'm sorry, my savings, they put in my savings account, I don't have a card, but they gave me an electronic routing number. Is that okay?
I think so. I don't know, or you can transfer it to me and then I use my card.
Okay.
All right, just want to show you guys that are new right here, suppliers. Okay, always pay attention to suppliers, but right here, supplier request form. If you have not done this, okay, right here. Yeah, once you guys get the New Orleans fam trip information, let's set up a time where we can all go together. That would be a lot of fun, right? All right, so as I said, backs, definitely, we use this 95% of the time. Okay, one source, this is Princess. Again, this is how you register for Princess. For Norwegian, MSC, Delta, you have to be here 2 months. You just click here, you fill this form out and hit submit. That's it. Archer Travel will then register you. Okay, so wanted to let you know that. Sandals, again, they had that new sandals update training. We're going to be doing that. It's a 2-day course. Again, if you haven't been here long enough, I will record it. Once the 6 months is up, you can always watch the recording. Delta, you have to be here 2 months. So these are ones that you have to fill out the form. That's it. Okay. Just kind of wanted to show you this if you're new. If you haven't registered for, Carnival, again, pay attention when you go into these. Preferred, these are what Archer Travel wants you to do, okay? So right here, you're going to go into here, and each of these has a supplier commission information, details about it, who the BDM is. Again, how to register. If you do not pay attention to this, you're going to get denied. What's your first name? It's not your name, it's your Evo ID number, okay? What's the number here? It's that cruise line number. Now, remember, I showed you that form that had the cruise line number, okay? You don't put the Archer number for their office, okay? Perfect, John, thank you. So, and again, never hesitate to contact Archer and ask for assistance, okay? But yes, if you got declined because you put your name or you put the other phone number, it'll say they don't recognize you. Just go back in and redo it, okay? All right, getting access, I've called and left 2 messages. All right, so Elizabeth, if you filled it out correctly, it's a supplier request form, right? That's Norwegian, right? You would then go to suppliers, the contact number, as I showed you over here, under quick start documents, and you'll go, I would email them and then keep calling and talking to somebody. You want to call Archer because they're the ones who register you. Again, when you filled out the form, you got to make sure you filled out the supplier request form, okay?
Oh, I did.
Okay.
And it was like 18 days. I called, left a message, waited a week, called.
Yeah,
back.
don't wait a week. Who'd you call? Just
I actually called Archer
okay.
on the suppliers helpline,
Right.
and left a message with a couple of different people.
Right.
And I haven't heard back from anybody.
Okay. Yeah, call early in the morning. I would also email both of these. Okay. Email.
Okay.
That's what I usually do. I'll email and then I'll follow up and I'm like, hey, it's been over 2 weeks. I need access. Okay. So again, all these numbers are here. So definitely follow up with them. Okay. Because it shouldn't take that long. And again, if you don't hear back from them within 24 or 48 hours, call again. Don't wait 2 weeks or 3 days or 4 days or whatever.
Okay.
They're there to help us. Okay. So, and again, I email, I call back because it's like, look, I need access, please. So again, like I said, this document is very handy. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Jose, she said, just got back, but, Jose would probably transfer you over to like Amanda. Different people do different vendors. Okay. So you got to be given to that person. But yeah, let's do this fam trip. So once everybody registers and we get the email saying, hey, let's register, let's get on and say, hey guys, okay, what works best for everybody? Again, it's not free. It looks like it's discounted hotel rooms linked to a VIP pass and suggestions to make the most out of your experience. Okay. All right, guys. So again, congratulations. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. See you on Friday for US Virgin Islands. Again, make sure you go in and pre-register. Okay. So I think it's right here. US Virgin Islands. Let's see where it's at. And Sandy keeps up with this for me. So ABCD, where is it? It's supposed to be right here. 3 courses. Okay. So it's right here, copy. So just go in and pre-register and then we will start this on Friday. Okay. So again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We are all here to help each other. And let's have some fun. All right. All right, guys.
Marnie, can you send me a link to that spreadsheet?
Yeah. This one here. Are you able to get it?
I got you, Elizabeth. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So yeah, and just remember some of the links, they may change them. So once you get into here, you log in, and then you look for, we did, like I said, Switzerland, and it's no longer available. Okay. So, that's why it's like, get them done while we do them. We're going to be doing Hawaii next month. Okay. I don't know if this is the course that we're going to be doing. But they're a lot of fun, guys. And again, you're going to learn a lot of different things. And, like last week or 2 weeks ago, we got invited for, was it Charisma Hotels, a breakfast. Okay. Beautiful breakfast. They give you goodies and everything, do a training. And then after that, we went and had lunch with Sandals. So, the reason I say that, get it and register. The cruise lines, you're always going to get amazing deals. The MSC cruise line, I think it's over now. They were giving away free cruises out of New York, guys. You just pay port taxes and fees. So, if you love to travel, let's do it. Okay. Share with your friends and family. So now you guys can all travel together. That's what I do. All my kids, my friends, my brother and his sisters are all agents now. And, you know, I'm like, guys, you guys want to go to New Orleans? You guys want to go to Jamaica? Let's go. Like, Mom, we can't travel like you, which I can't travel either. I'm totally broke, but I figured, you know, these hotels that I'm going at for 2 weeks are all inclusive. So guess what? I set up all my dinner plans. They have free. Let me show you where I'm staying for like 9 days. This is my actual timeshare there. So as I said, I'm staying 2 nights at the Live. I'm staying 3 nights at the Oasis Pyramid. Okay, we have to do a tour of the property. But then after that, I'm going here to my timeshare. So I set up dinner reservations. I get to go to the Crown Club Lounge, all inclusive. Look at my room, which I'll be doing trainings from there. But look at this. I got the honeymoon suite just because I figured I need a break, you know. So here's the honeymoon suite. Jacuzzi tub, a balcony. Let me pull it up.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah. So I was checking it out. So right there. Pretty neat, huh? So yeah, I just a hammock. So as I said, we're just going to relax, and you know, it's all paid for and everything. We did it back in November because in November is actually Thanksgiving. Frontier was giving away free flights. Okay, that's why I say make sure you guys stay and pay attention in the chats. Okay, especially this one. Let me show you this one. It's the Perks group. They're always posting amazing deals. And so yeah, Frontier was giving away free flights. So all we paid was the taxes for that. We got the 5 free nights at the other. And then with my timeshare, I only had to pay the all-inclusive. I didn't have to pay anything because I have points for the nights. So it's like, you know, he's like, we can't go, we don't have money. I'm like, we can go, we got free food there, we can just hang out at, you know, they have paddle boating and kayaking and stuff. I think we're going to do one tour, and that's the cenotes, because we've done the Chichen Itza and all that stuff. Anyway, this is the kind of a talk, the Perks. Okay. I'll go ahead and give you guys, let me see if I can put here. The link. Whenever you join these, make sure you answer the questions or they'll deny you. Okay. All right. Invite via Q code. You may have to send me a message. Okay, let's see. Copy link. There we go. Just make sure you answer the questions. Okay. But they're posting in here about here's the 2 free nights for La Coleccion, fam trips, okay, travel advisory rates, Holy Land tours, fam trips. This is travel agent rates for Las Vegas, travel agents for flights, penny fares. That's what I always tell people. Go down to Spirit and get a penny fare. Right here, Bally's doing a fam trip. Look at this. I want to do this. $599, guys, plus airfare. That's something. Okay. Spoiled Agent. Make sure you guys register with them. They always have amazing deals too. All right. So get in here. Keep plugged in. Keep doing the trainings. And again, when you're here, okay, like when I'm on this resort in Cancun on Saturday, we're doing a tour, right? I'm gonna be on Facebook. Guys, look at this amazing resort because we are partners. We help them to sell their resort. They take care of us, okay? That's why you have to be very professional when you do these. You're representing Archer Travel, okay? But yeah, you let people know, look at this amazing place that we're at. I can book this for you. Contact me today, okay? Or become an agent, and guess what? You can come here like me, you know, just pay your court taxes and fees or whatever, you know. I mean, we can't announce that we get things free like Disney. You can't say I got free tickets, you know, but you can say we get high discounts and stuff as travel agents or amazing perks. And we can't say Disney, okay? So you say amusement parks and stuff, okay? But make sure you'll learn all that through trainings and stuff. All right, so that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you guys learned a lot. I know, again, Alaska is a long one, but we will get through it. And London, as I said, we're doing this on Friday or Saturday. So make sure you just get in here and register. And, the course, it says it's only in half hour. So usually that means an hour. But yeah, so we will see you guys on Friday, hopefully for US Virgin Islands, otherwise Saturday for London, otherwise Sunday for Princess. Okay. So what we say is you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And if we don't see you at the beaches of the world, we'll see you at the bank. Have an amazing day, guys. All right.
All right. Have a good birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, Marnie. Love you.
Love you too. Thanks for staying on board with me. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. All right.